Okay, so what I'm doing right now is I ripped a bunch of pieces at 1 inches. They're by 5/8, and all I'm doing is I'm adding them to the bottom, and then I got to make a smaller ring for the top. But for right now, I'm not worried about the top. They're not perfectly squared at the top, but they're not going to be until I get the ring on it and I can place everything and measure everything off the bottom. Okay, I got all my uprights on. Now I have to go and cut out this, which is, there's 1 inch in between here because those pieces that I cut were 1 inch. And this is gonna go on the top of them. And then the top, this top is gonna go on top. That way they can take the top off and put pillows and blankets and stuff like that in it. Okay, so what I just did to make my life much easier is I cut this board exactly in half, and since I had used the center of the board, both of these sides should be symmetrical. And then when I nail them to the top, I'm just gonna leave the same gap as the thickness of the blade, so I'll leave 1/8 of an inch on both sides. But it's gonna make it way easier for me to cut and sand the inside of this circle, not the outside, but on the inside. Otherwise I would have had to have put a router in the center on a board, and I would have just had to have taken multiple passes. But this is just a quicker, easier way to do it for me. All I'm doing right now is cutting as close to my line as possible without actually touching my line, so that I can go to my edge sander and I can sand into my line. It's going to make a lot less work for me the closer I get to my line. So it pays to take a little extra time right here during this process. I hope you guys can hear me. I'm sure you guys don't want to watch all of this. Now I'm just gonna sand it to my lines again to where it's a perfect semicircle. Okay, so what I'm doing now is I'm gonna make a little pencil mark where I nailed each one of these uprights. That way I can make sure that everything stays straight. These two I put together because that's where, after I cut my vendor board, I wanted to have enough for it to come around and for me to be able to staple both sides to. This is kind of thin. I didn't want to take the chance that it didn't fall out perfectly in the middle. So I'm going to make sure I mark where that is, so that when I put it on the other side, everything stays the same. Okay, cool. So I got the top part made. I'm all over the place. I just got back from looking at another job, and so that's kind of on my mind. But anyway, so I marked, if you can see, I made marks. I paired this up with the bottom, and I made marks where all of them are at. I'm gonna check with a little small bullet level just to make sure that they're going up vertically, but they should be if I line them up with this mark. So I wrote 1L right there, meaning left. Where these two come together, I think I explained a little while ago that I'm putting these two together because that's where the seam from the bender board is going to go. Yeah, I did say that already, so my bad for repeating myself. But anyway, so once I nail all these in or staple them in, it should really start taking shape. And then all I have to do is wrap the bender board around it. And then I have to make all the little white oak strips that go up and down so that when I'm finished, it looks like, where's my picture? Looks like that. So anyway, that's what's going on. If anyone has any questions, send me a message and I'll do my best to answer it. Okay, so I thought the other video was gonna be my last video. I just got all of these stapled on. I'm pretty excited about it. So I'm just finishing up the video for today. Tomorrow I'm gonna wrap my bender board around it. Then I'm gonna start putting my white oak pieces. And then hopefully I can give this to my friend Logan. Hopefully, definitely by Friday. Hopefully even before then. All right, thanks.